Oh my god. Whoa. Why not?
Look, it's late night with a side character. Don't know who? My name would probably be something like Lilith. An abandoned antagonist of sorts that just never got used and got trapped in the pages of Araki-sama's manga. He wasn't totally sure how to draw my nose, and I wasn't either. I'm not a main character in this episode. Which I'm sure my microphone unplugged itself because it just thought that what I said was so preposterous. But it's not. It's late at night. I'm eating ramen, dumplings, and a microwaved fish cake that is supposed to be fried. And I've got my makeup, my face, my animation style is fading. And maybe that's indicative of the fact that I'm about to go back into the real world. Before then, we need to eat and have a chat. And honestly, this is a good time for me to get out of cosplay. Who are you cosplaying, you ask? Myself. I just got sucked into the universe. I had no choice of my own. Doesn't that sound familiar? Anyway, we ended up here. You know, it's not a bad life or anything like that. It's just sometimes it can be a little upsetting, one might say. But can't be too upsetting if we've got food. I was originally gonna do much more of a binge, like a mukbang, but yeah, look, I've shown the outfit. I'm taking this out because I've been trying to pull this skirt down over and over again for the past 24 hours. I've had this outfit on for 24 hours, and now the safety pin is out forever. Though it was one of my least calorie dense days in a while, it was also undoubtedly my unhealthiest. Actually, no, that's not true. I had like 2 bags of tuna. I had like 30 grams of protein, 31 grams of protein from the tuna, and with a little bit of seasoning and a cracker. And what else did I eat? I don't know. I'm getting lightheaded. And I'm so happy to take these gloves off. Called my sister, played Dandy's World because the game is actually really fun. Wouldn't you believe it? Tried to wake up at 1, didn't do it. Tried to wake up at 2, you know, so on and so forth until it was 8 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, ah. We finished playing Dandy's World at around 11, 12 p.m. And, so strange. I am only doing this now at 3 in the morning. Okay, first of all, I need to watch Speed Racer. And I don't mean the actual anime. I mean the live action with names that are similar to like Michelle Pfeiffer. I don't remember who's actually in the movie. I just remember seeing the name list and it was the caliber of Michelle Pfeiffer, and I was very shocked to read that. Sorry, excuse me. I'm having such a hard time. I need help. Hold on, I'm checking my talking points to make sure I go in order. Or rather to make sure I don't miss a subject. I watched a romantic movie called Maid of Honor. That was actually really funny and cute, and strange and odd. But it was like just the right amount of rom-com and just the right amount of... It was just the right amount of rom and just the right amount of com. And usually there's either too much rom or not enough com and not enough rom. There's not really ever too much com and not enough rom. Am I saying this right? I don't know. Like I said, I'm a little lightheaded. But yeah, the movie was good. What else did I watch? I started watching Scandal again. What is it with me and Scandal? But the thing about Scandal is that it's a TV show that reminds me that you should never, ever, ever, ever throw away your entire reputation to the entire world or whatever universe that you live in for a horny man. Even if that horny man loves you a lot, you still shouldn't throw away everything in your life for him. And I know this is a novel concept, but I figured maybe I can be the one to pioneer the thought. I get this little thing tied around my waist off. It's cute. It's so cute, but it's gotta go. I'm honestly pretty sad to be getting out of cosplay. The thing is, though, I wouldn't have, even if I weren't on video right now, if I weren't filming myself, I wouldn't be taking my cosplay off. I would be sitting here watching Scandal or JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5. Am I on Part 5? I think so. Watching that, eating stuff, going to sleep, going to church in the morning, even though I really don't want to because it's 4 in the fucking morning. I would just be in the cosplay and doing this. Which is also why it's a little bit awkward for me, because this is usually a private time for me, so it feels awkward to share it. But I'm doing that right now, so I'm gonna do something scandalous. Excuse me. We just shared a private moment. Now I will have some ramyeon. Shin ramyeon. I also put half a pack of shrimp maruchan in here because I was being greedy. But I really didn't need it. So I think I'll have that half packet at lunch with some more dumplings, and then just have the regular cup for dinner tomorrow. Did I have anything else? What did I eat? I had half of 2 peppermint sticks, which basically came out to 1 peppermint stick. I had the 2 packs of oatmeal with a little bit of cinnamon, well, a lot of cinnamon and a little bit of honey. What else did I eat? I had 3 slices of the chocolate orange, and I had water and gum. I really can't think of anything else. I'm trying. But to be fair, a bunch of the other stuff. Oh, and I had a lollipop that I picked up from my grandma's friend's house. That I thought was pink lemonade, but it was fucking sugar cookie. What a fucking disappointment. You know, I get all hunched over when I'm eating, especially if I'm eating and I'm tired. Oh my god, eat like a fucking slob. Is it okay to eat like a slob in the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure universe, since that's technically where I am right now? You know, during my day being in the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure universe, I did my makeup and danced in front of a camera for several hours, and my friends frolicked. They went to work, they went to school, they're going to the army, they're making art. Not to say that my art is less valuable or anything, it's just, you know, it's mine. So I might feel a little bit weirder about it. Either way, most of my friends are doing a lot of the things that I would like to do, which is having a regular job that they actually like, jet setting with a friend, spending time with their husband, playing video games with friends, spending time with their siblings, parents, and all of them, as far as I can tell anyway, my friends have good relationships with these people in a way that is just so clearly genuine and not full of a lack. There are a few that I don't necessarily know very well or know that much about. It makes me wonder why I can't seem to conjure that. Even though I have them in my lives technically, I still can't seem to bring about that same type of connection. You know, in middle school and high school, I would text back immediately every day, whatever, except for the weekends. I was unavailable on the weekends. You could not reach me. It was like I died every fucking weekend, unless I loved you to death, or I really wanted to hang out, or we had a prior obligation. You could not reach me on the weekend. You couldn't do it, because why would I be caught dead talking to someone from school on the weekend? Unless I really like them. And even if I really like them, half the time I still wouldn't talk to them. I'd be like, you gotta catch me later. I wanna wallow for a little while. And a little while would be 48 hours. I don't know why I started thinking about Katamari Damacy. There's a high lack of customization in that game, despite the fact that there is so much that is custom, especially including your routes, the ball itself. And now that I think about it, I've never watched a Katamari, like a real Katamari speedrun. I've had the opportunity to, just didn't. Yeah, that fish has got to be fried. It really does. It's just not good when it's not fried. The fact that there's breading makes it a lot worse. If there weren't breading, this would be mostly fine. I also did something naughty. I added water to the plate because there are dumplings on the plate, and the dumplings kind of need water if you don't fry them. Sorry. Anyway, now that I've rephrased all this in my head, I'm realizing it's probably an extremely common sentiment, but I feel like I'm very behind all my friends, which is funny because I always thought that there was a possibility that that would happen if I ended up blooming late or whatever. But I always assumed that I wouldn't care. And I didn't care for a while. But now I'm starting to care. And I don't like that I'm starting to care. That's a bone. Cool. Love to see a bone in the fish, honestly. It makes me happy. Talking about 3D printed chicken and shit. Anyway, I don't like that I'm starting to care. Because starting to care, the only two things that I can think of for myself that would mean is that I'm either getting insecure about it, and God forbid you change, or I have to acknowledge that, yes, I am actually behind. Which I don't really want to right now. I don't want to. But, you know, fact of the matter is I am. And I can't pin it on the fact that I've been not in my own house and living with other people. I had to live with my parents for a bit, living with my grandma now. I can't pin it on that because most of my friends are living with their parents or, you know, something near that. Dumplings are gone, by the way. Not sure how fast that was. Like 27 minutes, though. I don't know. It'd be really nice if this little show of mine makes me eat slower. I already eat way slower than I used to, because, you know, with my dad being a Marine and all that, he used to eat as if, or he still does eat as if someone is going to steal his food. Which, considering my sisters, they might, and that'd be great. I would love for them to steal his food. But it'd be nice if me starting this little show now gets me to eat slower now as well, even slower. And then when I have my little guests on the show and we're doing different activities and everything else and more stuff, we can have great little meals, whether they're super simple or super extravagant. And we'll eat slow and we'll savor it. We'll savor the food and each other. Lowkey has a song, called Falling Behind. And since I made that comment about how I felt, it's been playing in my head over and over. Not necessarily, you know, in the traditional sense. I've just been hearing that part, that falling behind, over and over again. And, you know, it would be reasonable to think that, considering a lot of the ways that my life has gone up until this point, a lot of those things being my fault, most of those things being my fault. And I am also including things that are because I was influenced in a certain way as a child, and then this, and this happened. I have to include that because I'm still a part of the equation and I still made choices that led to certain things. Sorry, this is my comfortable position. Anywho, I could fall asleep right now, but I've actually got to finish talking first. And this is good too because I've got 10% battery left, so here's the thing. Yeah, it feels like my friends are ahead of me, which technically they are. Even if most of them are not even that far ahead of me technically, in the new parts of the journey that the journeys that they're taking, because a lot of them are actually continuously starting new journeys the same way that I am. So, you know, comparison, yada yada, etc. Don't do all that shit. But still, when I hear something really nice, something that I would like to do. Like, per se, traveling to Thailand for a month or two, or, you know, anywhere else of that nature for an extended period of time. Just doing that. Just taking off work and doing that. Or quitting your job and just doing that. You know, I'm still having trouble. I'm struggling between deciding whether or not I should spend $700 on, instead of $1,000, on going to Genesis this year, when I'm supposed to be saving up money to move out. And I shouldn't do that, but like, that thing is calling me. And I made friends, and my friends are going to be there. But there is California. Which, by the way, it's so interesting that California is like the biggest user of TikTok in the United States. But still not the biggest, because my analytics on TikTok for so long have said the largest city in the US for me over and over again, user-wise, is Los Angeles. From a year ago, from 90 days ago, from 30 days ago, and from a week ago. Just all Los Angeles, all the time. Which makes me feel good. I won't lie, it makes me feel good. Other things that make me feel good, back to the end of that freaking tangent. I like it when my friends are happy. You know, or people that I care about have good things happen to them. I like it. The problem is that even though I'm not super jealous, because sometimes I will get a little bit jealous, I'll be like, dang, I need to do better. But I don't necessarily feel very jealous. I mostly feel inadequate. I don't even know what I was saying. I'm so tired. Either way, because of these inadequacies, over time, I have to start remembering that it is okay to live for myself. That's okay. That's an okay thing to do. And the fact of the matter is, it's something you should do. Otherwise, you start becoming a copy of other people and other things and what they want, instead of just being you. Which is still a slight copy, but it's not verbatim. Yeah. I'm just gonna live for myself. And then we'll take this little show on the road and be a little bit less pitiful. So, I don't know how this is even gonna look or go or sound or anything at all, but if I can't salvage anything from this footage, but, you know, except for what I'm gonna say right now, and I've been talking into the... This is not on. Hello, quick editor's note. Oh my god, I'm doing that now. Did any of you that are European or went to an English-speaking high school that was international, or lived anywhere in the UK, something like that, do any of you remember a PSA where basically they would do something bad, like bullying, whatever, and they'd be like, oh, this kid in this video looks so dumb, and the one kid would be like, that's not on. Or like a teacher would be looking away from some students getting bullied, and one kid would look at the teacher and look at the bully and go, that's not on. Do any of you remember this? Because we were shown that PSA in high school, and I know this is real because we were saying that's not on for weeks. I think probably months actually after that video. So if you know what I'm talking about, please let me know, because I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it online. I even did the quotes in Google. I still couldn't find it. Help me. Okay, back to the video. Bye. It's crazy that this came all. What I said earlier, I don't know. I'll probably transcribe it or something. I don't know. Or I'll like voiceover. I'll do some video. I love doing voiceover. Look, I gotta go. I'm so tired. And the train is queuing me off anyway. So wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful night, a wonderful day tomorrow, and I look cute, don't I? Take care of yourself. dress up like you're from JoJo. Make an OC. You don't even have to make a fleshed out OC. Just dress up like you're from the show. Hello? Hello? Like, are you joking? Are you joking? Look at me. Fuck. And it looked better earlier. Oh. Anyway, sorry, bye.